Your microphone is rigid, I see.
Are we online?
We are now.
Oh, we're live.
Well, welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 76, being recorded on April 16th, 2019. And with this, it is a new session of the Council. We are starting things off just like we are every week, where we make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
And then we're going to do
With
something
little-
after that?
We might.
Yikes.
There's a secret. There's a secret at the end of this show. I won't tell you now. You have to wait until the end to find out.
Watch till the end.
Watch till the end.
Exactly. Here we like to declare that all of our decisions are final, and they have no bearing on anything whatsoever in this universe or any of the unknown universes out there. So, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Welcome to a Countryside Fire Chat.
Join us around the campfire. Wait, I didn't do that very well. Go ahead and join us around the campfire. Nah, I don't like that voice either. I'll workshop it and bring it back next week.
Can you say around the campfire, little doggies?
I'll work. Let me write that down.
All right.
All right. Doggies. Got it. Perfect.
Anyway, we're going to start off tonight with the big news of the picture of something that you can't see. A black hole.
What?
So how do you see a black hole? That's my question.
Infrared. I would do that because I imagine that a black hole, because of the amount of gravity, it's actually very hot. So you just need an infrared camera. You could detect heat patterns.
Actually, this picture was taken with an iPhone 6S.
On crack cocaine and steroids all at once.
That's why it's blurry.
Perfect.
Couldn't focus in.
So the what I can imagine is probably a pretty historic event. The space community got to see a picture of a black hole for the very first time, and as you might imagine, the hole is black. Surprise, surprise. But the picture does have some kind of like halo around this central black amorphous blob, which I can only imagine is the black hole. I mean, I can't really see a hole, so I'm just assuming that it's there. And so you're looking at what you can actually see is the event horizon, which is the area of a black hole that surrounds it. And there was a whole bunch of science that was done where they were able to actually detect and measure and kind of record what that looks like. So I'm going to be perfectly honest. I did not read the article. Big surprise there.
Me either.
And all I know is that it was a pretty big deal.
I was impressed to see it. I later saw several GIFs and memes around it. One person showed it going from the picture they had, and then they had multiple layers of Photoshop until they just turned it into a donut. And there was one other that I saw that was pretty good. I can't remember now, but it's weird to live in a time when they take a picture of a black hole and everyone's response is, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty neat, I guess. Let's turn it into a donut." Like,
I
what?
saw a picture of a black hole when I was in high school, actually.
Yeah.
We were in history class,
and
we opened up our history books, and it was a picture of the Federal Reserve Bank.
That's the other one that I saw. There you go. That's the one. I saw it on your page too. That's why I'm remembering it.
Thanks for ruining my joke.
Yeah. So it's real good.
And by the way, it wasn't taken by an iPhone. It was taken by an Alma Apex with an IRAM 30 meter telescope.
Oh, this is real. This is real stuff now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty real. I do in my expert reading of this article, I found that they did collect 5,000 trillion bytes. Wouldn't that be the next level? 5 quadrillion? Anyway, 5,000 trillion bytes of data over 2 weeks. So it took 2 weeks to take one picture.
Okay, so how many how many gigs or what is that? What is 5,000 trillion bytes?
That's a good question.
5,000 trillion bytes.
5,000, 25,000, 25,000 bytes. 5,000. Wait,
Wait,
3
what?
3 million? How many?
5,000 trillion.
5,000 trillion.
Yes.
So that's a trillion 5,000 times.
Yes.
So 5,000
That would be correct.
times 1.
Come on, Logan, do the math in your head.
100.
Times divide by
Oh,
0.
I need a better.
Oops. I did something wrong.
I'm trying.
So
My calculator sucks.
5,000 trillion bytes is 5 petabytes of data.
Petabytes, of course.
Petabytes.
I want a hard drive that has 5 petabytes of data.
Or it would be 5 times 10 to the 6 gigabytes.
So are they saving that across like multiple servers across the world to be able to manage that one picture that then they
didn't
put
you
on
see?
Facebook?
They just they had a picture of the girl who worked on it, and it was like her and all of her hard drives. So I think they just had it plugged into like a laptop.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There was a
all offboard
picture.
processing, though. Like
It was what? It was all for profit?
all of it was offboard processing.
Oh.
So all of the bytes came into one central core, and then it all just got sent somewhere else.
Did they
Got
use the cloud?
I don't know if they used the cloud.
It was on the cloud. Where was it? The cloud.
Was it on the red cloud? Was it on the red cloud?
This is
Surrounded the black hole.
no. This is a great baby boomers question.
That's where all of everything's on the cloud.
It's just
So
on the
apparently-
cloud.
I mean, here's an
Petabyte.
Here's
an interesting conversion. 5 petabytes is apparently equivalent to 5,000 years of MP3 files.
Yep. 5,000.
That is a useful fact.
525,600.
No one knows the words of that song.
Apparently, they had there was over 1,000 pounds of hard drives that stored it.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So that's quite a bit. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I like seeing things I can't see, so thumbs up for space.
Thumbs up for
Matt's not here.
space. Yeah, definitely. I think that it is going to give us tons of new. No, it's not really. It's not gonna. I don't know what else it's gonna do for us. And now we know that the center of the black hole is black. I mean, where do we go from there? So nice job, but they did it. Nice job.
Yeah, thumbs up for petabytes.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I saw a thing that they compared the blackness of the black hole to the man-made material Bonta Black. And
I think it's the color is onyx or midnight, not black.
Good. Midnight hole.
Midnight hole or an onyx midnight black hole.
You know, a midnight hole doesn't sound right. I'm not a fan of midnight hole. Let's just stick. Let's not call it.
Boys.
Oh goodness.
One time we were sitting in a movie
what did
theater.
I say?
One time we were in a movie theater. I was sitting in a movie theater in Wales when I was studying abroad there, and we were cheap college students, so we tried to do as few expensive things as possible. And so we would go to the movies as like our week extravaganza of events. And we would go to the movies and we're sitting there. And usually we were going at like weird times when it was cheaper, and also on nights when no one else wanted to go to the movies. And so we were sitting there. But I think this night was like particularly interesting. We got there and we had to sit up front in front of everyone because we got there late, and it was a scary movie, and the trailers were all scary movies then. And this one movie came up, and we're watching, and it was like really intense, and it's taking place on the subway train, and you're like, man, this is really scary. This is some good stuff. And then they like the voiceovers happening, in a world where there are trains and they're scary. And then they get to the end and of the trailer, and it's the title, "Watch out for Midnight Meat Train." And we just lost it. We're like, we cannot handle Midnight Meat Train as a title for a movie that's supposed to be scary. It did not equate. So let's stick with Black Hole. That's the point of the story.
All right.
Anyway, I was trying to say.
Oh, sorry.
They created a man-made material in 2014 called Vanta Black that reflects only 0.04% of light. So it's 99.96% absorbing. And they use that material and its ultraviolet reflective qualities to use to kind of base some of their calculations on being able to see the black hole.
Okay.
Wow.
So there's that add to the article.
That's pretty cool.
That's interesting. Moving on, we will talk about. Have you guys?
Didn't vote.
Oh yeah,
we voted.
We all voted. Logan.
I didn't vote.
No.
So
What are you voting?
Yeah, thumbs up, I guess.
Thumbs up, I guess. I think that's the first thumbs up I guess we've ever had.
I suppose.
So there was a story this week about this first private mission of the moon. Did you guys hear about this? There was a company that basically Google had started a thing a while ago, and a bunch of companies built this plan on building a lander to land on the moon. And I think it was a couple weeks ago now that they had launched their spacecraft, and they were hoping to land on the moon, I think, this weekend. And they did. They made it there. They also just crashed into the moon instead.
What? This is amazing. Why don't I read these articles?
So I would say that this is probably you could say the first private crash of a spacecraft into the moon. I mean, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
That will go down in the history books.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really sure what the heck this thing was supposed to do.
Crash.
Other than crash. Maybe that was its intended purpose. I don't know.
Hey, I got an idea. What if we built a thing that could crash into the moon? That might be kind of neat. All right, let's do it. How long is it going to take? Years. How much money are we going to talk about here? Billions. Seems worth it.
Yeah. Well, apparently it only cost them $100 million. So we're not
Is that
talking
all?
billions.
Oh,
So
drop in the bucket.
not a big deal.
$100 million.
But apparently,
Nice.
I did see it did take a picture before it crash landed. So I guess
Was it a selfie of it just like being horrified?
somebody stuck googly eyes on it, and yes.
That's awesome.
So if you were to go to the moon, would you want to crash into it or land on it?
Crash into it.
Crash.
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 Blaine?
I think I would like to do a swan dive onto it.
Ah.
With the gravity, you could jump out right before you crashed and just float down like Mary Poppins and land on the moon. That would be amazing.
You might float, but not down to the moon.
Oh, come on. You would float down to the moon. Everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that the gravity is so minimal that you would float away if you could get there's just so many things wrong with that. Yeah, sure. You would float down like Mary Poppins. They'll just leave it there. Don't have time to try and figure out how to explain this.
You probably
I mean,
have a better
actually-
chance of landing back on Earth.
Actually, most likely, it wouldn't be the floating part that I'd be concerned about, but it would be the how do you slow yourself down as you jump off of the thing crashing into the moon.
Flap your arms.
You know, I would think the thing you'd be most worried about is the thing you flew there on was destroyed.
Nope. I get a chance to try the whole Mars movie thing.
I would just walk to the dark side of the moon and ask the Chinese for a ride home. That's what I would do.
Smart
Well,
choice.
Didn't we determine the Transformers were over there? I think they
That's why they're there. That's right.
Yes, we have already determined that.
Transformers are on the dark side of the moon. Forgot about that.
So yeah, we can just go over there and hang out. Maybe make some friends. Maybe Shia LaBeouf is over there too. I don't know.
Oh, is that where he's been?
That's where he's been.
That's where he's been.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're walking in the woods.
I'm going to say
no one around, and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf.
I'm going to say thumbs up. Anytime you can make anything go to the moon, thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a thumbs up because it didn't like launch and explode on Earth, which has happened before, and that's tragic. There were no people on board, right? Or there were?
Nope.
Okay, no people on board. No people on board, and they made it to. It did make it to the moon, so thumbs up.
Like all my attempts to fly tiny drones, I can make it go up, but I can never make it land gracefully. It always slams into a wall or into the dog or somebody in the room. So I feel their pain.
Yeah, maybe they thought. I give it a thumbs up because I don't think the mission was to land. I think the mission was just to crash. So
thumbs up for lack of government regulations.
I'm certain it was.
Thumbs up for the lack of government regulations. I like that.
Private flights, private property. Let's keep doing
private crashes.
Private crashes. Let's keep doing that too.
Do you think that being a private company that crash landed on the moon, that they now own that part of the moon?
Didn't the United States already put a flag on the moon?
Yeah, but I mean it's
That's
white
right.
now, so
we already own the moon.
It's white, so it's a surrender flag now.
The territorial regulations, claiming regulations, is only like limited to a certain area of land. So like how many acres did that one flag claim?
The entire moon.
100, 200,
half the moon.
the light side of the moon. Dark side of the moon we don't care about.
Yep.
Yeah, it's dark over there.
You can't see what we're doing over there.
We'll have to pay for light bulbs.
That makes absolutely no sense.
No reason to take LEDs up there because we got the light side of the moon.
Clearly.
Anyway, you guys remember Google killed off its social networking platform, Google Plus, right?
What?
Yeah.
Well, think again, because it's back.
Better than ever, baby.
Better than ever.
Why?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
So apparently Google liked Google Plus so much that it shut it down and then brought it back as an enterprise social network, just so that it can die again.
This is like Microsoft Teams, but horrible.
I think this is just worse. I mean, Teams is at least kind of like a instant messaging chat. I mean, this is kind of like a whole full-fledged, we want you to do social stuff on it.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't social with people.
Oh my.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like my friends' posts about them doing their work?
I already do that on Facebook. I mean, what I mean to say is I already don't do that on Facebook.
So yeah, Google is apparently calling it Google Currents, and it's basically using the existing Google Plus code and trying to do its own thing with trying to beat Facebook again. So I mean, I can only imagine that this is definitely going to end well.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I like in the article they talk about Google Currents is now the second big enterprise communication tool from Google. The other is Google Hangouts Chat, which is, if you guys don't remember, Hangouts is no longer like your own thing. It's now the enterprise chat.
Huh.
So Google can't figure out how the heck they want to name things, I guess.
Well, it's not even a thing. That doesn't even. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not paying.
Nice
for
job,
Gmail.
Google. Just make what Google is doing, which actually is really smart here, is they've created so many web pages that their domain authority continues to be really, really high.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice job mastering domain authority and also making up the rules for domain authority.
Wow.
It's like,
I mean, also if you remember, Google Plus right before it got shut down had like that huge data breach
Yes.
of all of its like over 500,000 user data.
oh yeah,
So I mean, I can only imagine that was a selling point when they went to corporate businesses and said, "Hey, sign up for this."
and you know what? Nobody
have a
remembers that.
secure
Nobody
system.
remembers that.
It's because they lied about it, or they didn't tell anybody about it. They're
Oh,
like, "Oh yeah, hey, this happened. By the way, we're shutting it down."
Shut it down. Shut it down. I love that on 30 Rock. There was just yelling, "Shut it down."
So I guess the question is, do we really need a enterprise social network platform?
no.
What does that mean? An enterprise social network platform?
Yeah, I don't even know what it means, and I'm giving it a thumbs down. There was only one enterprise.
Star
Arab-
Trek
Arab
Enterprise.
had
Sorry.
the international engineering firm Arab used to work for them. They have an internal social networking page, and it literally is used as social networking. Like, people list their relationship status on it. They've
Like with other employees?
yes.
Like, do people say I'm like
It's
I'm on the
complicated with Dave on the
available,
third floor.
or-
I'm on the third floor and currently available. That's what it
It's
says.
complicated with Dave from accounting.
Dave's complicated with Dave from accounting.
I'm in an open relationship with the other person, with my
Oh.
desk mate.
With my desk mate.
There was
Okay,
a-
I agree with Silas. What is the enterprise? What does this mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Blaine? Explain it to us.
It's supposed to be for if you're running your business with Google Suites or in the Google apps or something like that, you could have a social networking platform where you can do exactly what we were just making fun of.
Oh, cool.
Oh, thank you, Logan and Blaine.
Yeah, I will set that up for my employees.
just like, how many PR nightmares came? There was a post one day that came up that was like, OMG, did you see what slutty baloney so and so is wearing from whatever? Like, what? And then all of a sudden there was like a bunch of people walking by our desk to go over to PR to see who was wearing what slutty thing. It was like, this is extremely productive.
Why did they have to post about it? Couldn't they just taken a picture of it and posted it?
Well, no, because the enterprise platform of Google whatever didn't allow them to do that. It was just text post only.
It was through the Arab intranet.
Text post only.
It was through the intranet, so they would have had to have like taken a picture on their phone and then uploaded it to the computer somehow.
They could have made like some ASCII art.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a really bad idea. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
I'm
down,
100%
Google.
thumbs down on that too. That's just
thumbs up for controversy.
Thumbs down.
why are you thumbs up and then Silas? What's your reason?
For controversy.
Controversy.
Other than controversy.
I think that Google definitely has a chance to. They always seem to excel at enterprise technology.
All right, that's enough said.
Yeah, as a public tool, it just didn't really quite hit its mark. But now for large companies who are looking for a bad social network, I think they're really going to hit their stride.
I think that's fair.
I appreciate
you.
your opinion.
We will
Thank
just have to wait and see what happens there.
Yes, we will.
We may be waiting a long time, which is why we may want to sit and buy a new Jaguar Land Rover.
Great segue.
Because it will prevent us from dying in the near future where there is a biological warfare.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Let's do it.
I'm voting right now. Thumbs up. Keep
So,
all those nasty germs out of my lungs.
yeah, so this is the Jaguar Land Rover, and they are apparently talking about putting a UV filter inside of their air intakes inside of your car. So if you are, I'm guessing, driving through an area that has a lot of sick people, it's going to kill all those germs before it gets to you.
Zombie
Like
apocalypse.
the movie Death Race.
Yes,
Like the movie Death Race.
they had that in Death Race, didn't they? UV built-in
Yeah, I mean, I think
medical grade.
this might be a good way to like not catch the zombie disease, but I don't think that a car would be the best defense against zombies.
Yeah.
If it's a Land Rover,
I've watched
just run them over.
It's not called a zombie rover.
True. This is a very good point. It's not a zombie rover. Although I would buy that, and I don't have money for a zombie rover, I can assure you.
Maybe that's what Jaguar should make is a zombie rover and put this in that. They should just lean into it.
Agreed.
I really think this is a cool thing. They should have these in. I mean, like if you're in an Uber, wouldn't it be great if all the air being circulated from the last person and the first person and all that would be run through this UVC light? That'd be amazing.
I mean, does it actually recycle the air inside of the car, though? You think? Like,
yeah,
that out.
it's just purifying the air.
I thought it was just
level.
purifying the air that came into the car,
Really?
not once it was inside. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I think better would be a system that eliminates fart smell in the car.
Or skunk smell. Yes. But fart smell specifically, because we all know how much of a
Charcoal filters.
charcoal filters.
But they already have settings that are that ionize the air. So
We're not talking
Yeah, but
about
I still
ionizing.
smell my fart in my car.
We're talking about charcoal filters.
Personal problems. TM.
I don't
TMI
really know
means
how to.
too much information. I used to just say don't go there, but
No, it's
That's
TIM.
lame.
Tim.
Bla-
Silas, Tim.
Blaine, we're live.
and we're live.
And
Welcome
we're
to
live.
CouncilCast.
And we're live.
All right.
I say thumbs up.
Thumbs up to not smell my own farts.
No, that's not. No, I would agree with that as well. But
I mean,
Th-
just saying.
Thumbs down. Thumbs down, because I can't afford it unless they're gonna put this fart remover in my Prius. I don't care.
I think that the technology could be put in your Prius. We would just have to get one of these Land Rovers and yank it out and put it in your Prius.
Just get one of these dune buggies.
Simple.
I think I'm
buggies.
gonna have to thumbs down this too, because if they wanted it to be the ultimate apocalypse car, they should have called it the Zombie Rover.
Bad name.
Probably
Bad
needs
name.
another like 15 inches.
Is anyone even gonna know what it does?
Thumbs up for killing germs.
Nobody's even gonna know what it does. Oh man, good point, Blaine. Bad name.
Anyway, we'll move on to our next topics, which is all of our cool stuff, which is Roomba burglars.
Us. Don't even know what
So-
this is.
There's have you guys ever thought that your Roomba was malicious?
Yes.
Always, every time that I've had one.
Yeah, you might be right, because there was some cops that were called on a Roomba for being burglars inside of a house in Oregon.
That is fantastic. Let's hear more. And remind me, Oregon has legalized marijuana?
Sure.
Okay, let's go with that. Keep going.
Anyway, it's entirely possible. There was apparently some people who were house sitting at a family member's house, and they had gone out and walked the dog, and when they came back, they heard some mysterious rustling coming from a bathroom. So they called the cops because they thought they were getting robbed. Guess what? The cops showed up, surrounded the house, pulled their guns, kicked the door down, and there was a very voracious Roomba
They
that was
kicked down the door. They had to pay for that too. So the homeowners had to pay for that. The cops were like, "Well, sorry, you're idiots. You called us on your Roomba. We can kick down as many doors as we want. It doesn't cost us a dang thing."
Roomba.
apparently it took the cops 10 minutes to figure out that it was a Roomba.
Oh.
10 minutes. That's
They
half an
had-
episode of something.
Come out with your hands up. They aren't listening. Get the SWAT squad over here.
Their hands are not being raised.
Minutes.
It's great because apparently they had a detective, 3 deputies, 2 canine officers, and they showed up with their guns and their dogs. And
The dogs got scared of the Roomba and ran away.
that's how they found out what it was.
That's either one scary SOB or a Roomba. My money's on a Roomba.
We're not trained for Roomba.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Best.
You know, dogs hate vacuum cleaners too. They probably couldn't get those dogs to engage for 1 second. Or he took off and ran with tails between their legs, barking and yelping.
oh.
Sounds-
I
that
think
sounds
that they're gonna have to have some more Roomba training at the police academy.
Roomba.
I give it a thumbs up for
I do too.
kicking
Man.
the door down.
Thumbs up. For sure. Thumbs up
Thumbs
for
up.
that scary Roomba winning. I want to make a horror film out of that, but I really want the Roomba to be killing people.
Oh, super simple.
Comes into the room, bloody body on the floor, people freaking out. The Roomba's just vacuuming.
It's just vacuuming, eating, like it eats them somehow. Somehow the Roomba is able to consume the people, and they just
Just like the blob, you know, the blob would be
Yeah.
like there, and then all of a sudden the blob would be like, and then everyone would be gone. And it was like, how did that happen?
yeah, they're gone. But the blob would get bigger. Like, the Roomba should also get bigger. I think that makes
The
it very
Roomba
interesting. It's just a
It's the
complete.
size of a house.
It's a shot-for-shot remake of the Blob, but with a Roomba. I can see myself
Alright.
making this.
I'm writing this down.
The
All right,
Roomba could become Godzilla sized.
nice. It should fight Godzilla.
Godzilla versus a Roomba.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we're
awesome.
doing this.
Gojira,
Godzilla, Roomba,
Roomba.
Roomba.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. It'd be the best. I'll make that movie.
If it did, it could suck planes out of the air like King Kong does, but it wouldn't be sucking out WoW airplanes.
Oh, nice transition. That
Oh,
was good.
that was pretty good.
That was pretty
Because
good.
apparently they are going bankrupt. So anybody who's on WoW Air, I put this on here because I thought this was hilarious because people were literally in line and on airplanes when they announced that they were basically closing up shop.
Yep.
Pilots are going to be jumping out the side. Good
Well, and
luck,
this
folks.
is particularly relevant for us because Matt and I and our significant others, spouses to be and such, a group of us are going on a trip to Iceland and had booked the trip through WoW Air. And we were talking about it after CouncilCast one time with you, Blaine, and you were like, so wait, how much are these tickets? And Matt was like, oh man, so cheap. Let me show you. And then he's like, weird, I can't find any flights for the next 6 months through WoW Airline. This is strange. So we did more like we spent the next half hour looking into it, doing, investigative journalism, and found out that indeed the airline was looking like it might go out of business soon. And we're like, well, is our flight going to exist? And we went and looked, and our flight no longer existed as a possible flight, but they hadn't refunded us our money. So we called that night and got a refund and then booked tickets with the company, the airline that had bought the flights from them. So we're still going flight's still on for us. Trip hasn't been canceled. We're not out money, but yeah, scary situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is just worse because people got stuck in places. Like, there's people who got stuck in Europe. They got stuck in Iceland.
Oh yeah,
because they were
definitely
already
way
there.
worse. Definitely way worse.
And
Wow.
on top of that, they said, I was reading I think it was this article or a different one, and like people who were upset about it and wanted a refund, the airline's basically like, I mean, you can ask for one, but we have no money to give you. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I want one of those planes.
I will trade you my ticket for a plane.
I will take my tickets in trade.
Oh
I
my
wonder what
gosh.
model of planes they had.
I think they were all 737s.
They were all purple. No, blue.
They only had like, I
Which
think a dozen
737?
planes or something like that. They were probably 737 Maxes. And
So they're gonna get bought by Southwest.
No.
All the planes are going to Southwest.
I'm not flying in it.
So anyway, I guess if you are on WoW Air and you have not found out that your flight is canceled, you may want to double check your trip.
And also, how ironic or crazy or far-fetched is it that you don't know about your flight being canceled on WoW Airlines, but you're listening to this podcast? That seems like lightning has struck twice.
Someone's looking out for you. We're here to help. That's all I gotta say.
And CouncilCast, here to help. Our motto.
Our motto. Here to help.
We bring you all the relevant
You wanna come on the show
information,
for a minute?
like thumbs downs.
All of the relevant information.
We strongly suggest you sell all your stock in WoW Airline.
Thumbs up for capitalism at its best. Companies succeeding and failing.
Succeeding by failing. That's what
Yay.
They'll just be repainted and someone will fly. Same guys will be flying the same planes with the same crews. Just
That's what I said. The
different
whole planes are
color.
going to get bought by Southwest because that's all they use are 737s.
There you go. Well, I think that's going to wrap up the CouncilCast for tonight. We'll do our Musk pitches for the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote one down.
All right. What's yours?
I want Elon Musk to come up with a conversion chart for all of the different rankings votes that we have on the videos, so that we can tally them later and kind of figure out how much it's all worth.
Okay, so conversion
Make it an app. He's into technology.
app for converting votes into value.
Yes.
Question mark, dollar signs.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
Got it.
Nice.
All right. I think I'm I want to make money by doing nothing, so I'm going to thumbs up that.
Yeah. Definitely. Thumbs up that.
Nice.
I'm going to vote for. I like this idea of this zombie rover.
I was just going to say that.
I think that Elon Musk should make a new vehicle out of his Tesla cars and combine them together to make a zombie car that he calls the Zombie Rover, and it has a special, either a special seat or something in it that that when you fart, it doesn't smell like farts.
Hydraulic lift kit as well to run over the zombies.
So that way,
zombies
when you're running away from your zombies and you're shitting your pants, it doesn't smell bad.
And you can actually run over the zombies.
I think a zombie mobile is an excellent idea.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Fart vacuum in seats.
Convert it into energy. You know, CO2.
I like that. Fart
That's called
vacuum
Mr.
in
Fusion.
seats
That's called Mr. Fusion, and it's already been invented.
that converts to power. I like it.
Fart vacuum. Okay.
Had to throw one in there. Sorry, guys.
Runs over zombies. Got it. Perfect. All right. Who's up next?
I couldn't think of a good one. I like that whole zombie fart car. That's really good. Let's do. I'm gonna say that's your idea. I love it. I'm gonna go with that.
Same duplicate.
Same.
All right.
Yep. Just yeah. Two for.
I just put a ×2 next to it. I think maybe the conversion chart will help with something like this.
Yeah.
I
Squared.
just yeah. I'm thumbs up at that because
Because you like yes,
it was
I'll
your
thumbs up
idea.
that idea again.
I would like to encourage him to land his own spaceship on the moon, but
he should make a giant crash pad on the moon.
I'm trying to. You know what? There it is. There it is. Frickin' bullseye. Just put it on the moon. See how many people can land on it. Elon Musk, put a bullseye on the moon.
How close can you get? And then people could bet on it, and it would make a ton of money.
Weren't we just talking about shoot the moon the other day?
What next private enterprise is going to send something at the moon? And how close will they get to the target?
Okay. I want this to be a. I want Elon Musk to make a
crash pad bullseye on the moon, so we could literally shoot the moon. Is that what you want?
Yeah, for the top 1%.
The best shoot the moon game either,
right? So they can launch their own
cool
shoot the moon shuttles. I think that's my pitch.
I like this idea.
Should we call this? Should we start calling these think tank pitches?
Yes.
I like.
Yes.
I think that it would be. Are you thinking that the target would be so big you could see it like on Earth?
Yes.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Maybe with an iPhone 10s.
Snoop Dogg got 10 points.
On the moon.
I don't know. That black hole kind of looked like a bullseye.
Giant crash pad bullseye on moon, so we could literally shoot the moon.
Well, we don't make it too easy. I mean,
well, you know.
Well, you have to get as close to the center. So I mean,
giant is
really
relative.
Close to it,
you can see some of those craters. I mean, just put the bullseye in one of them craters. That's pretty cool.
That's a good idea. All right, send in this one. Can I add a GIF to this? I'm gonna add a GIF. That might get his attention.
Why are we giving him
awesome GIF?
I love
Ferrell punching cereal boxes.
I love this idea. This is a perfect. This is a legitimate idea. I think Musk is going to do this like on the next SpaceX launch.
Giant crash pad bullseye in the moon. I think so too. I'm really holding out hope for that conversion chart, but who knows?
I think they have an equal chance. I mean, the conversion chart has money in it, so
it does.
Yeah.
Where did it go? I thought I just tweeted it. I'm bad at Twitter. Oh, tweets and replies. Here we go. There.
Well, anyway, that way they can. I guess he's going to have to salvage his rocket from the bottom of the ocean after it fell off of its return ship. But
nuts.
Yikes.
Whoops.
You brought that up really soon afterward. Like that's just rude.
Too soon.
Too soon.
All right.
Soon.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yes, that sounds. Give it time to breathe.
It still hurts a little bit.
Wine.
It gets better as it gets older.
Yes.
All right. With that, I'm going to call this council meeting adjourned. We thank you for listening this week. We do record this podcast live Tuesday nights. I would say most Tuesday nights. We will not tell you ahead of time if we will or will not. So you'll just have to tune in and find out. But if you do want to check out all our recorded episodes, you can go to thecouncilcast.org or search iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. And if you like the council's decision on something, feel free to email us, councilcast@gmail.com, or connect with us on Twitter @RealCouncilCast. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.